Hello, everybody. Suzanne Kellner-Zinck with Dawning Vision Hypnosis here to talk to you about a really big problem in American society, and that is dealing with fake people in social situations. We live in a world that's getting more and more fake every day. And a lot of this is because of AI, where you can come up with characters that look like people or even yourself with the same voice, etc. It's getting harder to know what is real, what is fake. But when you're interacting with people in person, you may realize that a lot of them are only interested in superficial bullshit. That's what I call it, because that's what it is. Some people want to sit there and drop names to influence your feelings about them, making them out to be, I don't know, more important than they are. Other people sit there and cause distress as they do, as we call a mismatching, in NLP as mismatching, where they'll take the opposite viewpoint and make you wrong. And sometimes it's just a matter of, I don't know, hiding themselves behind the mask because they don't feel safe in the world as it is. Understandably, in some situations, I would say. Now, I'm a person who dropped out of so-called corporate America in my 20s. I couldn't stand this whole idea of being someone other than who I was authentically. Never willing to wear a mask for anyone under any circumstances. Plus, I couldn't stand the nepotism that was in front of my face in some of the places I worked at. Not to mention their stupid rules, red tape, and in some cases, really bad situations some of my healthcare clients were put under because of the greed of the people running said agencies. It was pretty despicable, I have to say. So, what do? Feeling overwhelmed, not wanting to be in these places, feeling like you have to be in these places, and not wanting to deal with these folks. First thing is, just be yourself. Be your authentic self. Because what I've found over my almost 64 years of life, I can't believe it, but in a few short days I'll be 64 years old. I've never pretended to be anything other than who I was, starting at a very young age. Never have a problem telling off people I couldn't stand, including my own grandmother, who was terrifically, shall we say, disruptive to my family when she'd come visit too often, causing problems that didn't need to be. Or bring up those hard situations with my friends when they did things that maybe they should not have. Or helping some of my coworkers when I was working in one job in particular who was in a really bad place, to be able to talk to our boss, who was really, really great with her, actually. He didn't have to know all the ins and outs. I just let him know. If he knew what was going on, he had been a mental health counselor before he took this job running a customer service floor of customer service reps. He had told me that before. So I just told him, as a mental health provider in your previous life, if you knew the whole story, you would definitely be able to understand why she's having difficulty showing up for work on time. But she doesn't really feel comfortable telling you the reason, but I'm going to tell you because I know the reason, that it's a really good reason, and even your heart would go out to her if you knew. And he was really nice to her as a result of that. So in that case, it worked out. But in many cases, it doesn't work out. So you feel kind of stuck. But authenticity, even when it doesn't work out to your benefit, it's still better because at least you have your integrity. And that's the thing that we need to remember, people. Your integrity is the only thing that matters. Once you lose it, you may never regain it. Second of all, being fake takes a whole lot of energy. Who wants to waste that kind of emotional energy? I don't. Never did, never will. Third of all, maybe it's time to get rid of these toxic people in your life. If it's not working for you, you know it because it feels uncomfortable. And if we're stuck in uncomfortable, toxic situations for too long, What happens is we end up getting really depressed. And sometimes when we don't deal with the depression, we end up with autoimmune problems or even cancer. I'm serious, folks. I've been in healthcare for, I don't know, since 1993, professionally. I've seen it all. So I'm just telling you, be who you are, be okay with who you are, and understand that it is okay to want to not deal with people who are fake, manipulative, and trying to prove that they're somebody who they're not. Call them on it if you want to. God knows I do. And you'll find out something really interesting. A lot of people will tell you, you know what? I really like you because you're real. Imagine that. People like you because you're real. Because there's so few real people in the world these days. Seriously. Those are your people. So go out there, enjoy your life, stay away from the people who wear the mask, pretend to be something they're not, and bore you with their superficial garbage. Because who has time for that garbage anyway? I don't, and neither do you. As always, I thank you for spending your time. Till next time. Bye bye, all.